You jump and press the circle button.
Now, I've never really talked about it before on the channel, but I'm a big Bloons Tower Defense fan and have been playing the series ever since 2011 when the 5th installment was released. Now, just in case you don't know what the Bloons Tower Defense series is, it's basically a tower defense game where you use towers, or in this case, monkeys, to pop balloons that are coming into your base, and you have to try and stop them from reaching the end. Each monkey that you use has different abilities to pop balloons, and once a certain amount of balloons reach the end of your base, the game is over. The game is really big on strategy, especially where and when you place certain monkeys or towers, and I'm still coming up with different ways to play the game 7 years later. The first 3 games in the series weren't all that great, and they're actually very similar to each other. There's not too much to point out there. They released the 4th game, the series started to gain a little bit of traction, and once the 5th game hit, it was a phenomenon. Ninja Kiwi, the company behind it, realized they had something here, and I'm pretty sure they embraced that and decided not to release another game, at least not for years to come, and they've been updating the 5th game ever since. Well, as of yesterday, June 4th, 2018, a 6th installment in the series has been released, and it is amazing. I've been imagining what a 6th installment would look like for years because I have been anticipating it, but as of recently, I've even come to terms with the fact that we might not ever get a new installment, and then the other day, my friend brings it to my attention that you can pre-order this game on the App Store, and that was a couple days ago. Now it's out, and I'm here to talk about it, give my initial thoughts and feelings of the game. I'm gonna go ahead and say this game is kind of empty at the moment. There's definitely not enough stuff, or as much stuff, as there was in the 5th game, and that makes sense. The 5th game was out for 7 years, and they added onto it constantly. But there are some unique features in this game that makes it worth playing right now, even though there isn't as much stuff to do as the previous installment. First off, the gameplay and graphics have been greatly improved since the 5th game. There's always an overhead view, so in the 5th game, it was always flat. You saw the tops of the monkeys and that was it. This game is more three-dimensional. Think going from Pokemon Black and White to Pokemon X and Y. It's basically that type of situation. Of course, the big thing this time around is the brand new addition, which are heroes. Heroes are a thing present in a lot of games like Clash of Clans. They're basically special towers that you can bring out once during a round. You can place one of them down, and then that's it. It does cost a pretty penny to get them out, but once you do, they're yours for the entire round, which is pretty cool. They're more useful towards the beginning of the round because once you get later, their powers are a little less useful as like the Moabs come along and stuff like that. As you level up throughout the game, you do unlock more heroes. Right now there's 4. I do suppose that we're going to get more in the future. It really just makes sense because it didn't take me too long to unlock all the heroes. It was over pretty quick, so I have a feeling they're going to add some more later on. Speaking of which, like I said, this is a very empty game as of right now, but I do think they're going to add more in the future. There are very little tracks at the moment. By the end of BTD 5, there were tons and tons of tracks to play on. Right now, they're very limited. The hardest difficulty, there's only 2 available, so that's not that much, but like I said, I do believe we're going to get more in the future. Actually, I am certain. Upgrading towers in this game is very different. Usually you would upgrade naturally. The game will tell you when you got a new setting for one of the towers, a new upgrade that you can use. It would just automatically happen, but now you get to pick and choose what upgrades you want to place to your towers. Unlike the 5th game, there are 3 different path choices that you can use, and like the last game, you only can use 2. There are 5 different upgrades within each path, which gives you 15 upgrades to choose from when playing a game. But like I said, it's very limited. I think you can only use up to 7. You can use all 5 in a certain path, and then 2 in the other. In BTD 5, there were only 3 upgrades in each path, which was only 2, equaling out to 6, unless you're using the Super Monkeys or something, which had the Temple of the Monkey God. So upgrading your towers in-game is a lot better this time around and a lot more fun. In the last game, they just showed you which upgrades you were going to get next, and that was it. But now you can pick and choose which ones you want, which ones sound better to you, and now a lot of the returning towers do have returning upgrades, so I get to pick and choose which ones that I wanted, and the only ones that I use in BTD 5. By using a tower, you do gain XP for that tower, and you use the XP to purchase upgrades, and then you can use them full time. So I get to spend my XP how I want to and only get the upgrades that I do think it's worth having. And that's great because with all the options that you have for upgrading, there are definitely some useless ones for certain towers, or just some that I wouldn't personally use, so I don't have to spend my XP on it if I don't want it. Now, like BTD5, there are ways to upgrade your towers that are not in-game. I'm not talking about the upgrade paths, it's actually upgrading the tower itself, having the tower focus on specific things to make them stronger or faster or something of that sort. As you progress through the game, you unlock knowledge points, which will allow you to upgrade your towers further on. I will show you a couple pictures of what I mean. You can choose certain paths to upgrade monkeys that will allow you to throw farther or reduce cost of monkeys in game. But unlike BTD5, you don't upgrade monkeys one at a time. You do them as a group. Each monkey is put into a specific group of monkeys. There's primary support, military, powers, and magic right now, and you upgrade those groups of monkeys at the same time. This makes the process a lot more interesting and faster to complete, and I really like the way they're going. They're not using coins this time around for upgrading, it's the knowledge points that you do earn in-game from completing rounds. Overall, I'm having a great time with this game right now. It's definitely a step up in terms of graphics and overall playstyle than BTD5, and I can't wait for them to add new features. I already have a couple of videos planned for this game as of right now, and I will definitely alert you guys when new updates occur and when more stuff is added, but for today, that'll be all. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Tell me what you think of this game so far in the comments below, and I will catch you all in next video. Peace.